choir members, esteemed Turkish folk music choir members, and distinguished members of the Turkic World Musical Council, distinguished youngsters, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to greet you all with my deepest regards. First of all, allow me to express my condolences to the families of those who lost their lives as a result of the heinous attack that took place in Hanau in Germany last night. And I also would like to take this opportunity to wish a speedy recovery to those who were wounded as a result of the attack. The members of our embassy in Germany are following the process carefully and assisting our citizens with utmost diligence. And I do believe that the German authorities are doing their best to fully illuminate this incident, this heinous attack that took place yesterday. Today, we are here at a momentous occasion for our country and for our city, for our capital of Ankara. We are here for the inauguration ceremony of the nation's library within the presidential complex, and I'm delighted to be here with you all. My dear brother, President of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, and his spouse are joining us here today at this happy occasion, and I'd like to thank them very much for their presence here today. For us, Uzbekistan is a land where wise people and scholars, very important for our civilization, were raised. It is a land of wisdom and culture. It is a fountain of wisdom and knowledge for us. Great masters such as Biruni, Mirza, Ulubek, Ibn Sina, Harezmi, Ali Kushçu, the scientists as well as spiritual leaders such as Imam Buhari, Imam Maturidi, Imam Tirmizi, Bahuddin Naqshbandi are also some of the names that grew up there in Mavera Nehr, namely Transoxiana. For instance, Ulu Bey ran the state for 36 years, but also he built a conservatory, and as such, he ignited a spark of civilization that is still ongoing today. He turned his palace to an academy, and he spent his time getting together with the leading scholars of his time, and he inscribed a hadith that says that science is a duty for us all in front of the Buhara Madrasa. The star catalog that we call Zici Ulu actually was the most excellent source until the telescope was found. This climate of science between Tashkent and Ankara, between Samarkand and Konya, between Buhara and Bursa, Hive and Edirne, this climate flourished, and we benefited from this climate of culture and civilization. And I am delighted to be hosting the President of Uzbekistan for the inauguration of this library. I do believe that we are conveying a very important message to the entire world in terms of our joint civilization. Also, Mr. President, after he became the president within the last 3 years, he acted in a spirit of unity in action, and we have had groundbreaking years in terms of bilateral relations between our two nations. We established a high-level strategic cooperation council from economy to commerce, from culture to tourism. We deepened the scope of our cooperation as two countries. And yesterday we had the first meeting of our council, and this morning you got together with our business people and you held talks with our business people, and you discussed future initiatives and how Turkish business people can be more active in Uzbekistan. That remains our suggestion, and you extended an invitation to business people to that end, and inshallah in the future, in the upcoming period, we are going to further strengthen the ties between our two countries in a way that befits our cultural and historic ties. Dear friends, it is said that one of the Abbasid caliphs wanted to invite a wise man to his palace to converse with him, to benefit from his wisdom. And his aides went to the house of the wise man to extend the invitation to him, and finds the wise man sitting in the midst of thousands of volumes of books and manuscripts. The aide watches this instance for a while and then communicates the invitation of the caliph to the wise man. And the wise man replies, "Please tell the Sultan, right now I am surrounded by scholars of wisdom and knowledge. Once I am done with them, I will take up on the invitation of the caliph and visit him." The wise man shows up at the premises of the caliph the next day, and resentful, the caliph asks him, "I extended an invitation to you yesterday, but you showed up today. And you told my aide that you were in talks with a group of scholars and wise men. And I'm wondering what kept you from joining me yesterday. Who were these friends? Who were these wise men?" asked the caliph. And the wise man responded in one single word. He said, "Books." Yes, every book is a wise man. If you have hundreds of books, you have hundreds of friends who are wise men, and it means that you are benefiting from their knowledge and their wisdom. And in a way, this is paradise on earth. This is tasting the fruits of paradise here on earth, because we are believers or followers of a civilization that sees knowledge as a paradise a tree, and that sees books as the fruits of that tree. Our forebears held dear library above and beyond treasures. No matter what city you go to, you will find libraries that stood the test of time. Some of these libraries are small and cute, just like the Ziya Bey Library in Sivas. Some majestic, just like the Beyazıt Library in Istanbul. And every book that adorns the shelves of these libraries are like jewels whose value appreciates with time. In these places, Sadi's Gülistan continues to smell of roses, and Mesnevi of Rumi continues to unlock the hearts of people. You will never come to the end of the journey that Evliya Çelebi's Seyahatname takes you to, and you will never finish Al-Ghazali's Ihya. Our libraries bring together ideas, writings, and they are the legacy of our forebears and their accomplishments, from medicine to astronomy, from engineering to social sciences. Our libraries are full of such invaluable treasures. If we do not read these books, these manuscripts, we will have orphaned them. They will be just like orphans. The first order of our religion is Ikra, namely read. And we know that those who know and those who do not know are not the same. That is what our faith tells us. From cradle to the grave, said our prophet, we need to pursue science, and we need to form circles of science. We are the ummah of such a prophet. All throughout history, every time people try to establish civilizations and help them flourish, there was always a library whenever there was genocide, warfare, and demolishing of civilizations, the first target, likewise, were libraries. Hülagü chaired the um, Mughal armies, and someone like Timur, who built Samarkand, was actually building libraries, making Samarkand the capital of science. The bright star of the Islamic civilization, Andalusia, was built on libraries. It was all about libraries that made Andalusia shine so bright. And unfortunately, in today's world, similar attacks on civilization targets libraries. Daesh and other terrorist organizations are wreaking havoc in Iraq and in Syria, targeting and bombing libraries in these areas, and are demolishing and destructing some of the most valuable works of the Islamic culture and civilization. And actually, our civilization has always put civilization at its core. Our forebears never shied away from pursuing knowledge wherever it was in the world. They dedicated their entire lives to scientific research, and they have bequeathed this legacy to us, and we need to take ownership of this legacy and do whatever it takes for us to bring it to the future generations. From the shores of the Adriatic to all the way to the Great Wall of China, there are complexes, educational complexes that our forebears built. We have madrasas, mosques, art centers, and libraries, and these places are still continuing to exist as symbols of wisdom, knowledge, love, and grace. The complexes that encompassed the most valuable libraries of their time were the hearts or the centers of attraction of the cities that they were located in. Without a doubt, libraries are the collective memory of humanity at large, from Babylon to Egypt, from Assyria to the Greek civilization to Rome. These places are where we can find the entire heritage of humanity. When Europe was going through dark ages, Middle Ages, in cities such as Baghdad, Cairo, Damascus, Kurtuba, Buhara, Merv, Samarkand, Konya, Mardin, and Erzurum, in these Islamic cities, these cities were flourishing thanks to their madrasas and their libraries. At the beginning of the 1800s, Darul Hikmeh was built in front of Beitul Hikmeh, and thousands of volumes that date back from ancient Indian empires to Greek antiquity were saved by these libraries and bequeathed to the future generations. And then afterwards, cities were demolished, people were killed, and our libraries were likewise built. And in a way, this was nothing short of a genocide on knowledge. But despite all the pillage, despite all these attacks, our libraries survived, and they have always preserved their reputation. And actually, the Western world was able to retain the legacy of the Greek antiquity thanks to our libraries. At the time in Europe, there were so many bigoted views, and they had to wait until Renaissance to benefit from these works. Dear guests, during my tenure as the Prime Minister, we designed this presidential complex, and we wanted a library that befits our civilization and our country to be built within this complex as well. We have a mosque, we have a cultural center, a congress center, we have an exhibition hall, and now with this library we are completing this presidential complex, and I believe that this has been a step in the right direction. The other units of our complex, presidential complex, were operationalized, and here we are today for the inauguration of the nation's library. And as such, inshallah, we have come to the end of the building of the presidential complex. Our library started to attract works and books from 134 different languages. 4 million printed volumes are now exhibited and are on loan at this library. And 550,000 ebooks are also within our repository, as well as 120 million articles. Hopefully, this mobilization will be taken to the next level, and hopefully, we will surpass 5 million volumes in the near future. So, your books, we will be open for your books. Everyone can donate and gift books to the presidential complex's library. Now, taking this opportunity, I would like to extend my gratitude to everyone who donated to our library. Abdülbaki Gölpınarlı, Cemil Meriç, Cinüçen Tanrıkorur, Hasal Celal Güzel, Mehmet Şevket Eygi, Şefik Can, and many other leading names will live, thanks to their collections, here in this library for eternity. We also have a section dedicated to rare manuscripts and volumes, and I would like to call out to everyone who has such collections to donate their collections to the nation's library so that their names can live forever. Now, if you accept me as a beggar of books, that would be a badge of honor for me. Even if we know that we will not be able to rest in its shade in the future, these seeds that we are sowing today are a necessity for all of us, a charitable action that we need to be engaged in. And also, taking this opportunity, I would like to thank everyone who made this project possible, from the project phase to the construction, from equipment to operations. I'd like to once again thank everyone, especially the Renaissance Group, for making this project possible. Dear friends, with this library, what we are actually doing is we're building bridges from the past into the future. We are building crossroads between different geographies. What we want is for our youngsters, for our researchers, to come and spend time between these shelves that host millions of books. We want them to have their tea and coffee, their simit, their piece of cake, their snacks. Everything will be free of charge. This is how it's going to be. Under the great heavens, we want our youngsters to swim in the ocean of science with Ibn Sina, Avicenna. We want them to delve into the depths of the human body with Al-Farabi, into the depths of the human spirit. We want to them to delve into the corridors of thought with Aristoteles and listen to the wisdom of Al-Ghazali. Around our reading hall, and by the way, this is very important, we have an inscription from Surah Al-Alaq. Your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not. This verse is inscribed in the reading hall of our library. And in light of this surah, just like Yunus said, our youngsters will study science, because that is what science means, and science also all about knowing thyself. We want our youngsters to know the essence of their civilization. My dear brother, just a moment ago, quoted the original, and I wanted to translate it into contemporary Turkish. My tongue is the tongue of the birds. My science is the sweet tongue of my friends. I am a nightingale. My friend is my rose. My rose will never perish. We also want our scientists to do what this surah tells us to do, to verse themselves in these verses. And our famous poet Latifi says that the water of eternity that Alexander could not find in dark is actually to be found in the black ink of books. Latifi says that a book is like an infinite treasure. It is like a unique flower that flourishes in spring, a flower that has 100 petals. This is how knowledge and wisdom is defined by Latifi. And inshallah, our youngsters at this place will fortify their relations with books, who are true friends for us all. The details regarding our library was featured in the film that we had prepared. We watched it together. The nation's library will serve as a complex, educational complex. And this is not a place where books are placed on mere shelves. This is a place where scientists, scholars, and learners will get together, will rub shoulders. That's how we conceive this place. This place is going to serve Ankara and the entire country. And we are building a similar library in Istanbul as well. We will also host writers, be they domestic and international, and we are going to turn this place into a center of attraction. Many different projects will be initialized around the culture of books, and this will be a place of science. This will be a place for research, reading, writing, studying. Everyone who comes here, all our guests, 24/7 will be offered. Like I said previously, they will be offered tea and coffee and simit and cakes. All these services will be totally free of charge. And new ID cards will be scanned for entrance to this library. And in order to contribute to the development of our youngsters in technology, we have a workshop, and one of these workshops will be activated here at the library. And I'm thinking that this library will be the envy of Istanbul. But citizens of Istanbul should not despair. Hopefully, we will be opening the magnificent new library that we are building in the Rami Barracks. That will be operationalized also very soon. Dear friends, our libraries are a great source of value for us, and we are today opening two important exhibitions. One is organized by the State Archives, the Hattu Hümayun exhibition. With this exhibition, our public will, for the first time, see some very original, authentic documents. As Turkey, we have such a vast archive, and many countries actually flock to Turkey, to our archives, to peruse these millions of documents, to write about the history of their nations. This exhibition will be open for 3 months, and we only have a handful of documents. Sultan's manuscripts will be presented to the public, and our youngsters will be able to see the handwriting of Sultan Suleiman, and see the originals of some texts that they study in school. And this exhibition will reveal how a sultan, how a statesman can be a big believer in science and arts. Sultan II Mahmud's works will also be displayed, and also another exhibition is underway, which is called the Sign of Ink, which is organized by the Manuscripts Institution of Turkey. We will be displaying important works of calligraphy, such as Karahisari. We will also exhibit works of Sheikhs Hamdullah, Hafız Osman, Hasan Rıza Efendi. Their famous works will be displayed for the first time in such an overarching exhibition. And I believe that many international visitors will come and visit this exhibition. Syriac, Greek, Arabic, and Armenian Bibles, Old Testament, and Torah copies will also be displayed. In addition to these, at our exhibition, from Kelile and Dimne to Kitab-ı Bahriye, from the travel memoirs of Evliya Çelebi to an 800-year-old chess book, there will be many, many works, invaluable manuscripts on display. I especially implore our youngsters to come and personally see these works that they read about in school. It would be to their benefit. Our children should acknowledge the importance of these works, and they should come here and appreciate these jewels of civilization for what they are. Another important work that is displayed at the exhibition is Divan-ı Lügat-ı Türk, which is the memory of our mother tongue, our Turkish language. It is the very first dictionary of Turkish, and this reminds us of a very important name, in addition to Kashgarlı Mahmut, the writer. The founder of the nation's library in Istanbul, Fatih, the founder, Ali Emiri Efendi, he was actually a scholar who dedicated his entire life to books, and he actually uncovered Divan-ı Lügat-ı Türk at a bookseller, ancient bookseller, and made it eternal by putting it in the library that he established. Just like Ali Emri Efendi, İbnül Emin Mahmud Kemal, who was known as the Walking Library, also contributed to libraries in Turkey majorly, and the Beyazıt State Library, the Saif Sencer, who founded the Beyazıt State Library. We need to remember his legacy as well. Now, it is incumbent on us to take ownership of their legacy and take things to the next level, and we are committed to that. The head of our state archives and the calligraphy institution, as well as the manuscripts institution, who work under the auspices of our Ministry of Culture, deserve our word of thanks. Once again, I hope that this nation's library serves our city, serves our nation, serves our country, and is auspicious for us all. Once again, I'd like to thank the President of Uzbekistan, my dear brother Mirzaev, and his spouse for sharing our excitement today, joining us for this special occasion. And I also would like to thank everyone who are supporting our libraries from across the world, around the world. I'd like to extend my gratitude to them once again, and I greet you all with my deepest regards. Thank you very much indeed.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, biz de size hem bu dev eserden ötürü hem de konuşmanızdan ötürü teşekkür ediyoruz. Bu anlamlı günde bir de duayla bu töreni de süslemek istiyoruz müsaadenizle. Bunun için de Diyanet İşleri Başkanı Profesör Doktor Ali Erbaş'ı kürsüye davet ediyoruz. Buyurun Ali Bey.
آمين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. الحمد لله الذي قال في كتابه الكريم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. Ya Rabbel Alemin, şu anda çok önemli bir açılış için, Millet Kütüphanemizin açılışı için burada toplandık, huzurunda toplandık. Ellerimizi sana açtık, dua ediyoruz. Dualarımızı kabul eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rab, sen gönderdiğin kitabın ilk ayetinde bizlere okumamızı emrettin. Kalemle yazmayı ve bilmediklerimizi bize öğrettiğini bildirdin. Senin emrine ittiba ederek okumaya, öğrenmeye, kalemle yazmaya önem vermeyi ve önem veren nesiller yetiştirmeyi bizlere nasip eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rabbel Alemin, ikinci gönderdiğin surenin ismini Kalem suresi olarak verdin. Elinden kalemi, kitabı, defteri düşürmeyen nesiller yetiştirmeyi bizlere nasip eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rabbel Alemin, Peygamberimiz Hazreti Muhammed Mustafa aleyhissalatu vesselam Efendimiz buyurdu ki, hikmet müminin yitiğidir, nerede bulursa almalıdır. Ya Rab, hikmeti, ilmi, irfanı, bilgiyi bulduğumuz yerde almayı ve ilim, irfan, bilgi, hikmet peşinde koşmayı bizlere nasip eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rabbel Alemin, biz kitaba ve kütüphaneye sahip çıktığımız asırlarda hep yüceldik. Kitaptan, kütüphaneden uzaklaştığımız asırlarda geriledik. Ya Rab, kitabın, kütüphanenin kıymetini bilmeyi ve kıymetini bilen nesiller yetiştirmeyi bizlere nasip eyle Allah'ım. Bu güzel kütüphanenin projesinden tamamlanmasına her aşamasında emeği geçen kullarından razı ol Allah'ım. Milletçe kıymetini bilmeyi bizlere nasip eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rabbel Alemin, şuraya uzaktan yakından toplanmış ve bu mutlu günümüzde bizlerle beraber olan şuradaki mümin kullarını umduklarına nail eyle Allah'ım. Korktuklarından emin eyle Allah'ım. Dualarımızı kabul eyle, niyazlarımızı makbul eyle. Senin, bizim ve bütün insanlığın karanlıklardan aydınlığa çıkarmak için gönderdiğin Kur'an-ı Kerim'e bağlı olmayı ve bütün kitapları, Allah'ın kitabını daha iyi anlamak için okuma niyetiyle okumayı bizlere nasip eyle Allah'ım. Sübhane Rabbike Rabbil İzzeti amma yasifun ve selamun alel murselin velhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. El Fatiha.
Diyanet İşleri Başkanımız Profesör Doktor Ali Erbaş'a çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Bu önemli günde bizi kırmadıkları ve burada bulundukları için. Aynı zamanda da bir kurdela törenimizi de başlatmak için öncelikle Sayın Konuk Cumhurbaşkanı'nı Şevket Mirziyoyev'i, aynı zamanda kıymetli hanımefendiler Emin Erdoğan'ı ve Ziraat Mirziyoyev'i de buraya davet ediyoruz kurdela törenimiz için. Buyurunuz efendim.
Hazır mıyız? Millet Kütüphanemiz gençliğimize, milletimize ve tüm insanlığa hayırlı olsun. İlim, irfan, feyz ve bereket vesilesi olsun diyorum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bunları hatıra olarak saklıyoruz.
Kıymetli misafirlerimiz, Cumhurbaşkanımız ve değerli konukları, sayın hanımefendiler, resepsiyon alanına, kokteyl alanına iştirak ediyorlar efendim. Sizleri de aynı şekilde resepsiyonumuzun yapılacağı alana davet etmek isteriz. Millet Kütüphanemizin açılış töreninde bundan sonraki bölümde